Ladies and gents, welcome back to The Random. It's our TakeOff Sports Talk segment. As evident, we're back in the building for 2024. Happy New Year to you all. We got the Goodman Brothers in the building. Shout out to Aj, T. We got Greg there. And today, we're on our Banned from TV segment. Guess what? Just like your favorite football team, who somehow can't get over the hump, wide right, we're about to jump straight into these NFL topics today. Now, let's start with the Buffalo Bills. We don't know if they're cursed. They're just destined never to win. Whatever it is, they can't get right. They had the opportunity to at least tie the game, and guess what happened? Wide right again. Scott Norwood somewhere cracked open a little something nice and said the pressure's off me for once. Fellas, what do we think about the Buffalo Bills again having the inability to get over the hump? Anybody jump in anytime? Aj, what's good?
Well, peaches and gravy, Marie. I mean, I think that these guys are just, we were talking about it a little bit before off air, how they're pushing so hard for Josh, how they're rooting for Josh Allen to win. They really want the whole Manning Brady kind of thing, which is in a funny sort of way happening because Brady used to beat the dog crap out of Manning as often.
He did.
And it's kind of happening that way. But the long story short really is like the Kansas City Chiefs know how to win and the Buffalo Bills do not.
They know how to lose. They know how to lose.
I understand they're trying to change it, but I mean, like, there's a lot of things that are going to be said today. One thing that's not going to be said is how Josh Allen missed Stephon Diggs cutting across the middle, as well as the other guy in the back that he underthrew because he got hit, which is fair. I mean, he got hit, so he underthrew it, but he missed Stephon Diggs going right across the middle. So that's going to be something that's probably going to be underreported on. But he misses people a lot. That's why Gabe Davis. Is it Gabe Davis? Yeah, that's why he got in a fight with him earlier in the season because he missed him when he was wide open. And he did a lot of stuff trying to do it himself. And I don't want my colorism to show, but it's like when he runs the ball like that, I'm like, man, I don't know about this. I mean, get out of the playground. I mean, what are you doing? But but no, he was trying to do all that he could do. I mean, he's like a wild boar out there a lot of times when he's running the ball, and he seems pretty unstoppable, but somehow, no matter how unstoppable he is, at the end of the day, he doesn't come up with the victory that he needs. It's more than him, of course, but him being the quarterback, he's going to have to carry the weight. But long story short, I mean, to quote Bomani Jones, Patrick Mahomes is Jordan, and that's really the long and short of it.
Listen, I'm going to jump in before we toss it to T and the Greg to close us out on this topic, right? Players play, right? Players make plays. Players win the game. You know what Josh Allen didn't do? He didn't win the game, right? Had a great game. Looked pretty solid. He did some of his traditional stuff, a little bit of risk, a little fumble there late. But guess what? They made excuses. They asked for the Kansas City Chiefs, okay? They not only got them at home as they requested, they got the worst version of them, okay? You can't name the guys that Patrick Mahomes is throwing the ball to outside of Travis Kelce, okay? You don't know who they are. All you know is they were dropping passes. This was their best output of the season, okay? And again, players play. When you get down to the money, Patrick Mahomes, he's a gamer. He didn't care who it was. They were getting that work. And you know what happened? They put up 27 points. You know what happened also? Wait, Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills didn't get a chance to get the ball last. They changed the rules. Now, you fast forward. Did the defense have an opportunity to last, or was it Josh Allen? Last time I looked, Josh Allen was driving down the field with the team. Yeah, we could point to Diggs dropping passes that he never should have dropped, of course, especially as much as he likes to talk. Listen, it happens. Players play. You still got down the field.
No Diggs slander.
Listen. All the Diggs slander, but not today. They got all the way down the field. Listen. When did he turn into Kadarius Toney? I'm trying to understand.
Whoa.
I'm trying to understand.
Yo, relax.
That was a missile. That was a missile. Even I was like, whoa, did you see that? Like, listen, at the end of the day, he had a chance to win the game, and he came up short. It happened. That was long before the wide right happened. So I think, again, great players find a way to get things done, and Buffalo, for eternity, has never been able to get this done. Word to Jim Kelly. T, what you got for us here? I'm sorry, Buffalo fans. I got to laugh at you here.
Hey, man.
Sports is cruel.
Let's just be honest. They did it to themselves. Just to throw out the reminder, I think in the beginning of the year, they had this big Super Bowl banner thing up in their facility or something like that.
Yep.
About how they're going to be Super Bowl
Forgot
champions.
about
You know, they put all this pressure on themselves. And they have, you know, ultimate faith in Josh Allen. Actually, I guess the entirety of the media, or most of the media, has extreme faith in Josh Allen now. I've been trying so hard not to dislike this young man. I think he's a nice kid. I really do. He's a good football player. He's really talented, but I am sick to death of all this talk about him being better than whoever your favorite quarterback is, because he's not. He's just, I mean, he's got a lot of talent. He's skilled. You know, he's a bulldog. And so watching him run, was it yesterday or whatever? I was like, good grief, that guy's a problem. But he ain't Mahomes. He just ain't. I mean, Mahomes is the man. You can't beat him. And I tell you what, when I saw Mahomes in that Super Bowl that they lost, and I saw his effort, my amount of respect for him just elevated through the roof. It takes a lot for me to bet against Mahomes. And when he's going up against the Bills in the playoffs, I already know what it is. And it played out just like, shout out to Nick Wright. It played out just like he said it was going to play out, right?
I told you how it was going to happen.
Yeah. So I don't
They
want
were so mad too.
Yeah. I don't want to hear no excuses about how many people were injured on the Bills and all that stuff. You guys are right. They were talking all that yang before. Oh, they never been here before. Oh, Bills Mafia. There's nothing else to do here but watch football and make noise during their plays. But guess what? It didn't make a hill of beans worth of difference. Mahomes came, he saw, he slapped around. That's just what happened.
Facts.
Yeah, I'm gonna make this short and sweet. Let's just put it all out on the table. Let's just be 100% honest. Josh Allen is not a closer. Plain and simple. He's not a closer. The Chiefs did everything they could to give him this game, fumbling on the one. Oh God!
That was
a bunch of bad hard luck plays.
I didn't even see that happen, man. I walked away from the game for a second, and when I came back, I was like, "That's what happened."
I hate
insane.
I hate stuff like that.
Yeah. Fumbling on the one. There was a couple other little mishaps there that happened. There was 4 fumbles during the game. The Chiefs only got one of them. They had ample opportunity to win this game, and they couldn't do it because Josh Allen is not a closer. Plain and simple.
Facts.
He's good. He's damn good. He's not a closer. And if you're not a closer, you're not a winner. Best thing that could happen to Josh Allen is that a couple years down the line, he Matt Stafford's his way on out of there and leaves and goes to a team without that black cloud over it.
I need to talk about that
because he's not going to win there. And he's not going to win there is because they're depending on him to win. He can't do it. He needs a better team around him, which sounds crazy because that team is great. So yeah, it just all comes down to the fact that he's not a closer.
They kept saying that he needs better pieces around him. I'm like, both sides of the ball are stacked. Even with injuries, stacked.
He's not a closer.
He doesn't have a Rashid Rice, though. I mean, let's see.
Rashid Rice, Rasheed Wallace, Rashida Jones. It don't matter. He can have all the Rashids or whatever he wanted. He is not a closer.
What? You know what I'm saying? I was like,
that's how we gonna close out that topic. He's right. He's not a closer. But you know what you can guarantee on closing? Buffalo's window to win another Super Bowl every year at the end of the season. Listen, better luck next time. All right. Now, we're going to pivot here, right, into our next topic, right? So there's a guy that nobody wanted at the beginning of the year, right? When he was working out some contract stuff, little details, things of that nature. We're at 1,000 excuses. We're good. We have what we want. We have the guy that's going to be the next Brock Purdy. How's that working out for you, Ron Rivera? But guess what? At the end of the day, Lamar Jackson, A.K.A. Action Jackson, shout out to Carl Weathers, and there would be no Carl Weathers slander anytime. Check this out. On the precipice of a second MVP, right? League MVP, at quarterback, knowing everything that he's gone through, all the slander that he's faced, not always having the best version of that team, knowing that when he got wide receivers and a complete team, what he would do, he stayed the course. Now they stand one game away from a potential Super Bowl showdown. And of course, he has to go through Patrick Mahomes, even though they're playing at home. But listen, to beat the man, you got to beat the man. What do we think about Lamar Jackson's season here in the MVP? T, I'm actually going to start with you.
Better than ever, man. Better than ever. Lamarvelous is the man. If you guys remember the one of the previous shows, I had him in my top 5 black quarterbacks all time already. So I have an extremely high opinion of Lamar Jackson. I mean, the man he's just so brave. He believes in himself. You know, he's his authentic self on the field, off the field. That's why his teammates love him so much. And his coach loves him like that. And it's hard to believe when I see him out there playing quarterback, it's hard for me to believe that some people told him you should switch positions to something else. It's absolutely absurd because he's out there killing them. And they say he can't throw the ball. I didn't see those things last night. You know what I mean? He was throwing darts all over the place, man. And once he gets out in open space, the moves, he's just breathtaking to watch. So I think this is actually it's probably his most impressive season so far.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember how many years he's been in the league, but you know, he got his money. 7 years, thank you.
About six, I think.
Yeah.
About 6.
Oh, the thumb. I thought that was 7 anyway. So in that in a year where he, without an agent, managed to get himself a deal, and everyone, you know, and told him he was crazy for doing that. He bet on himself again, him and his inner circle, right? He got that done. And in those kind of years, people don't typically perform anymore. You know, they get the money and then, you know, there's a dip. Not with him. You know, he went up. And I think he's going to continue to ascend this year. Yeah.
Facts. Greg, what you got?
Lamar Jackson, if he wins the Super Bowl this year, this will be the greatest story of any one season of a football player since Doug Williams that I've ever seen in my life. I mean, think about it. Off-season controversy, nobody wants you, put himself on the market. 31 teams said, we could do better than Lamar Jackson. Doesn't have an agent, shakes, you know, like TJ said, he took that chance, bet on himself. Him and his mama went out and got him paid. Him and his mama. That's a wild thing to say at a professional level. Him and his mom got him paid. Then he steps into the season. The Ravens aren't expected to do much. Maybe a fringe playoff team. Maybe.
Okay.
Not only that, he wins his division, has the best record in the AFC, and is now basically I can't see him not winning the MVP. Like if he does it, then this is a complete kangaroo court or whatever the hell you want to call it, going on in the NFL. It's shenanigans and bullshit. It's what it is. If he doesn't win the MVP.
I think Josh Allen won the MVP.
Yeah. It's impossible. Like in my opinion, it's impossible not to give him the MVP at this point.
Yeah.
So if he does all this, either way, for him, this is already a winning season. He's already won, if you ask me. But if he wins the Super Bowl, I mean, the greatest story I've ever seen for one man's football season in my life since Doug Williams. Ever. Plain and simple.
Facts.
I don't mean to push back on that, but I mean, Kurt Warner would like a word. Anyway, so listen.
Kurt Warner's season was good.
Well, here's the difference between him and Kurt Warner. Kurt Warner came in and nobody expected him to do shit because they didn't know who he was. Lamar Jackson, they knew who he was, still judged him as trash, and he came out and did this.
I just think that there's a difference.
That's the difference.
Teams not wanting you, and then you not being on 31 rosters. Period. So that's all I'm saying. I mean, what are we talking about here?
But here's the thing: the difference between them two is there was no pressure. He was just there. If he stunk, nobody would have been surprised. They're like, of course not. He was bragging groceries last week.
Well, to be fair, people thought that Lamar was going to suck. So what do they know?
Yeah, they thought that after he had already proved that he didn't suck. That's the difference.
Well,
the naysaying is on a whole different level.
Let me just pull people back for a second. Okay? If you remember last year, and actually the losses that they've had this year, which I think is only 2. 5 of those losses, is it 3? 5 of those losses that they had last year were after they had double-digit leads going into the fourth quarter.
Right.
Yeah.
2 of the 3 losses that they had this year, I believe they also had double-digit leads going into the fourth quarter. I say all that to say this. Honestly, the Ravens have been good enough to be – they should be undefeated. It should be like 36-1. Like in the last
college record
like that. I mean, like Lamar Jackson is as advertised. If he does it against Mahomes, even in the Baltimore setting, that puts him on a whole nother tier. I don't think, to be fair, the only team that I could honestly see beating the Ravens is the Chiefs at this point. If the Ravens get past the Chiefs, then and that's only because Patrick Mahomes is undefeated, never lost. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Someone's gonna come out of the woodworks and say he's lost. No, never lost. So, but I mean, the Ravens are stacked, and to be honest with you, outside of Lamar himself, who has been a dynamo since he came in, not bad for not being a quarterback, as he would say. There's one reason why I really think that they're gonna win. It's not
Odell Beckham.
That's a OBJ. Dun, dun, dun. The wrestling music, man. Good dude is not only a good luck charm, but he also shows up when the lights are the brightest, and he's on the team with a guy who also shows up when the lights are the brightest. When I tell you what, I knew that game was over when Lamar Jackson hit them dudes with the Michael Jackson when he was like. He stopped immediately, and the dude dove over, and he just kept running after that. I was like, I don't know how he could stop that fast and then accelerate again, but he's Lamar Jackson. That's how he's MVP. You know, he makes me proud to be a Marylander for sure.
Yeah, listen, I'll put it to you like this, and I'll be short and brief. He's the epitome, Lamar Jackson is, of betting on yourself. For being in the green room with his mom and people kind of almost like, we told you. Seeing Ozzie come back into the first round, he traded back into the first round to get him with the very last pick. They were going to basically get him the Jalen Hurts treatment and just let him keep falling, keep the free falling. He had a pro-style offense, I think, at Louisville, okay, and was phenomenal. Great college career. Why wouldn't you take this guy? They take guys who had okay careers in their conference, not even a total, great career in college. And so watching Lamar Jackson persevere has been a thing of beauty. Watching him react minimally to all the outside noise, we'll just call it, has also been beautiful to see because his development got better every year. Even in those losses, he didn't make excuses. There was a bunch of drop passes in those playoff games against Tennessee. Guess what? Oh, Lamar's got to be better. It wasn't the Capeman we saw today, right? It was Lamar this, Lamar that. And I was like, man, Lamar's balling, but you're right. You got to find a way to get it done. He put his hard hat on this season, and he did just that. Also, fun fact, I want to say in the last few seasons when he was hurt, they were leading that division, one of the toughest divisions in football, every time, on an average of being a record of 8-4 before he goes down for the year or something happens. And then, of course, nature takes his course. So to see him here in the AFC title game, him versus Mahomes, this is what we came to see. It would not shock me to see him move on to the Super Bowl and actually win it. Everybody thought San Francisco was going to do all these things against him, and he showed you what a quarterback does for all the people that still think he's not a quarterback. I'm just like, man, he's the most passingest running back I've ever seen. I don't know. Man, that wide receiver can throw it, slinging it with the best of them. And we're not talking about Julian Edelman here. So listen, shout out to him. He was a quarterback in college, man. Come on.
I know. I was just like, the random shots at Julian Edelman, man. That's
tough. Shout out to Lamar Jackson, Marvelous. I hope that he does get the second MVP. To Greg's point, I don't see anybody better or more deserving at this point.
It's not possible for him not to at this point.
Exactly.
I don't see how you could.
So talking about possibilities.
Like a word.
Kurt Warner's a spill on aisle 5 here. No, kid, listen. He's like, those days are long gone.
Right.
To close out today's show, ladies, gents, folks, let's talk about what is possible. The Super Bowl. This is what we play for it all, right? All season long, all off season, all the scouting, all the prep work. It's all led to this. Kansas City Chiefs, Baltimore Ravens, San Francisco 49ers, the Detroit Lions. Incredible story there too, by the way. Just going to throw it out there.
What up, though?
Exactly. Who do you have going to the Super Bowl?
Can I go first?
You can. You absolutely can. You got the Randall Cunningham one. You got it. You better.
All right, guys. So listen up. So here we go. I'm gonna bet 5. No, I'm just playing. I'm not betting anything. I got
Josh Allen. No.
Okay, let me just start right here with Kurt Warner. No, I have Detroit winning just because I want Detroit to win. More than anything. Their team is just so aggressive. They're ultra aggressive, and they're super mean. Like those
Their coach is great.
They are. Their coach is great, and it took a culture change of them believing. Like you want to talk about believing in yourself. Them dudes all took that route, and you can see it when they play, and it's infectious, and you want to see them win. But ultimately, the champion, the Super Bowl champions, coming out of the AFC, and that I have as the Baltimore Ravens. I'm hoping that they have a parade down there on the harbor, and it all goes well. We can have crab cakes and celebrations. But I wouldn't be mad if I saw the Lions. I want the Lions to at least get there. I think that would be the victory of it. But yeah, I got the Baltimore Ravens.
Nice. T, what you got?
Yeah, my my heart would like to see the Lions as well, but my head says the 49ers are going to take. They just have too many weapons, man. Like those guys, and I guess it's the play calling, but those guys are.
They should have lost to Green Bay.
They did.
Green Bay gave that game away badly.
Yeah, but that was really one of the only times that I've seen them in a close game like that. They're behind, win. And I think that's part of the reason why I think they'll probably end up winning against the Lions as well, because that helps their confidence. And those guys, they run hard after they catch the ball. They're really hard to. I mean, every one of them is like that on that team, and they just the way that the plays are called. Those guys are wide open when they catch the ball, and they're hard to bring down. Right. And so, unfortunately, I think it's going to be the 49ers in there. Now, I win either way on the AFC side. I mean, I love Mahomes. I love Lamar.
Yeah.
See which one of them goes.
Yeah.
And I'm really torn because, this means a lot to Mahomes as well, because he's got so much momentum going in his favor to eventually, maybe catch the current GOAT, Mr. Brady. If he can keep it up, I mean, he's gonna be that Jordan that we're talking about.
Yeah.
But I would also love to see Lamar get there and be able to flip the bird to everybody that said stuff to him all throughout his career. It would be really nice to see. I mean, I think Lamar will get there this year. It doesn't seem like they can be stopped. I mean, when they put that drumming on the 49ers, I mean, they just grabbed him by the face mask and beat the living hell out of him.
Yes, they did.
I think they'll do it again. I think they're gonna. I think Mahomes, of course, is gonna fight his guts out, but ultimately, I don't know if he's got enough help to overcome the Ravens. So I got Ravens, 49ers, and thinking the Ravens.
Got Taylor Swift there.
Yeah.
That's she's not been a consistent good luck charm, so I don't know what's gonna happen there. Kelsey might play great, might play bad. He might be caught looking in the booth and catch one across the chin strap. Double up, ice up, son. I'm gonna jump in here and let Greg take us home today, right? All great things must come to an end sometimes. I think Patrick Mahomes will reload, and I think he's probably going to turn into Darth Vader and become unstoppable for a bit. But for this year, I think Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens are a team of destiny. That defense is stout. They're stiff. They don't give up much. They, pardon me, they know how to lay the wood. And I've seen what they did to a lot of teams, man. Listen. They went Dick Butkus on them, all right? They laid them out, and it was just like, what are we doing here? So I think Lamar Jackson's going to – I don't know. How did we get here? No, I think the Baltimore Ravens are going to go out, and they're going to basically put a hurting on the Chiefs. This version of the Chiefs, the Ravens are licking their chops at it. They know what's at stake. They know that to be this healthy at this point in the season and to get this version of the Chiefs team, they're not getting the best version. I think they're going to capitalize on it at home. So I have the Baltimore Ravens coming out representing the AFC. NFC, my heart says Detroit Lions, but I don't know about the consistency factor there. They tend to be slow starters, and if San Francisco comes out, it's going to be a wrap. But guess what? I'm going with the heart today, baby. Detroit Lions, Baltimore Ravens. That's my Super Bowl pick. Listen, G, take us home.
Well, in the beginning of the season, I said it would be the Chiefs and San Francisco in the Super Bowl. And I don't see any reason why I should change that. We're going to stick with what I said at the beginning because, unlike the rest of you guys, I'm a man of my word. I'm sticking with my guns. Now, as far as the winner, I don't care as long as it's a black quarterback. So if Baltimore wins, I'm going for Lamar. If the Chiefs win, I'm going for, Mahomes. So either way. And the other side, I don't think I think that Cinderella story for Detroit is over. I think it's a wrap for them. I mean, they had a hell of a run, but I don't think they're gonna be able to handle what San Francisco brings. I mean, if everyone stays healthy, and it's not like last year where there's a bunch of fluke injuries in the middle of the game, and San Francisco is going to win this one by probably at least a touchdown. I think. But
Brock Purdy threw 2 or 3 potential interceptions that Green Bay dropped. Detroit don't drop interceptions. C.J. Gardner-Johnson and those boys, they catch them.
This is very true, and I think they're going to rely heavily on short passes and mean running afterwards.
Yeah, CMC
to make this happen. So it's going to be a lot of McCaffrey, a lot of Deebo Samuels, short routes, and hoping that they can break some tackles and go somewhere.
Yeah,
I think they're going to play careful and try and take the wind out of Detroit sails because on the other end, Jared Goff, he's bound to make a mistake. So and they're going to capitalize on.
I'm not going to allow that slander. This slide right in.
It's not slander. Jared Goff. It's going to be a mistake made.
Shout out to the
Listen, they got Nick Bosa on the other side, okay? Jared Goff throw 5 touchdowns. Don't let us
Jared Montaigne. Jared Montaigne. Shout out to Jalen Rose. Jared Montaigne. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with my original picks from the beginning of the season. And just a few weeks ago, I was saying to myself, man, it looks like I was dead wrong on this one because I didn't think the Chiefs was going to pull it off. Turns out that was a lie. So, yeah.
Listen, like Mahomes is a beast.
Yeah, looks like Mahomes is gonna be Mahoning, and it'll be what it is. As long as they keep old T Swifty up there swagging and surfing, then it might be all right. That's messed up too about the Bills. The Bills didn't even win the crowd. Like
no. They did all that breaking the table with fire before
they didn't even win the crowd. Kelsey's brother won the crowd. Was it Jason Kelsey won the crowd? They didn't even win the crowd last night. They got nothing.
He went full fat boy on them, yo. And I was like, for him to do that in Buffalo, Kansas City.
Bear, man. It was like a human bear up there.
Yeah, he did, right? That was so cool.
He bear steamed his way out of that damn. He Pooh Beared his way out of that goddamn booth, chest naked with a beer. Oh boy. He looked like an old Viking. Like this is craziness was happening there, and they loved it.
Wow!
Who couldn't? The Kelsey brothers might be them. You know they're the White Sharp brothers. They're the coolest set of brothers. Mr. Sharp.
They mad cool.
They're the White Sharp brothers. They're dope. I love those guys. But yeah, I'm sticking with my picks though from the beginning of the season. Kansas City, San Francisco.
Nice, nice. Ladies and gents, there you have it. TakeOff Sports Talk. Bam from TV as it should be, just like the Buffalo Bills. Listen, if you're on your way to a party, nice little outing, if you don't feel like going to work in the morning, just send them a picture of a Buffalo Bills jersey. Because guess what? You're not going to be there. Peace.